I have some pictures you might like.
Oh, sure. Yeah, please. You have the floor.
Last week, a team went down to the DSES site to move a GPS scintillation experiment that we've been hosting for the University of Texas. And I tried to explain to them some time ago why this was very important, but they went ahead finally and did it. And let's see if I share. They moved the dual band GPS antenna uh, about 700 feet away from the the tower next to the trailer, which was very close to the 60-foot antenna. So this is where it's located now. Uh, we were giving the university uh, some pictures in different directions to show uh, the horizon. I think they were very impressed with this new location. That's the antenna that we're using, and it used to be on a tower. Well, you can't really see it, but it was very close to the big dish, and the big dish was in the way. Uh, and so, but for those of you who have not seen the site, this is what the horizons look like at DSES. And that little tower there is a ham radio tower with all the basic ham radio bands, but that's being moved also soon. So that's being moved to just behind the new building. Anyway, that's what it looks like out at Haswell, and people are welcome to ask for a tour uh, if they have the time. It takes a while to get there, but I thought you'd like that picture.
Absolutely. Yeah, neat. Is there like a panorama of the site yet? Has anybody put one of those together?
And they should have, but no,
Because
not that
it's just
everybody.
pretty amazing. Like, it's you really get a sense of why they picked the site in
Yeah,
the first place from these photographs, but a panorama like a or a 360-degree sort of strip or something. I mean, some sort of panoramic photo would really go a long way to kind of communicating visually what this place looks like. It's
yeah.
remarkable.
When people go there and to take pictures, they always want to take pictures in the middle of the night. Can you imagine why?
Yeah. Yeah.
Almost all the photos are nighttime photos. You can see the Milky Way better than you've ever seen it before. All kinds of stuff. But I wanted to show these because these are daytime pictures that are pretty rare, actually. I'll
Yeah.
mention to the guys, see if somebody is interested in doing a
Yeah,
panorama.
it'd be great to see that. It would I it's just neat to see. Yeah, it is really cool to see daytime photos. And is there I believe that there was discussion of an open house event this late summer, early autumn. Is that
The open house should occur at the end, either the very end of September or the very beginning of October. And I'm hoping it 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 actually happens. There was some serious concern about how much it cost us to host the last open house. Uh, it was a significant amount of money, uh, and we didn't retrieve nearly what we were hoping in donations to cover the costs. So there's some debate about the open house, but I think there are enough of us who think it's very important that it should happen in that time frame.
yeah, I'd vote for I'm pretty biased. I think it it should happen. But I understand the challenges with making services and events affordable and sustainability and all that. So
We
understand.
did have very good food last year
Right
because
on.
a local uh, lady and her kids and stuff put together a remarkable pork barbecue dinner. So that was really good. And people paid for that. So that was a net zero for us. That worked out just fine.
Well, I
Uh,
hope that there's an open house and we'd be happy
we,
to spread the word about it.
we have to mow the lawn. That's one of our big problems right
Yeah.
now. We've had much more rain than is normal this spring. And so we're looking for someone. I have a John Deere tractor, but it's not that big. Uh, it takes me 3 days to mow my 5.5 acres. This isn't much bigger. The actual property that we own is only about 5 acres, but it's very rough. It needs a bush hog and not just a
Yeah.
belly mower.
Right. Yeah. The challenges of site maintenance for sure.
Yeah. But we did get the fiber optics run. That was did not go at all the way we had anticipated. Instead of trenching, they used, those mole machines.
Yep.
Uh, so they pushed it underground. And so that led us to a bit of a problem because we were going to use the trench to lay our own fiber in the same trench to get from the dish back to about where this picture was taken. That little wood thing there we call the doghouse. Uh, but behind it is the underground bunker where all the ham radio equipment is right now. And we needed to run fiber optic between the new building and the bunker. And they said, oh, well, if you want to do that, we'll have to go back and get our trencher and we'll come back in a week or two. And they said, no, 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 no. So instead, they said, well, why don't we just bury an extra fiber for you guys? And they did that at 30 cents a foot
Yeah.
for the extra fiber. And so it's direct burial. So they got their fiber, which didn't cost us anything. And they buried a second fiber line for getting between the bunker and the new building. So that was really, really nice and very affordable. I think that distance, I don't remember for sure, it's about 700 feet between this doghouse and the new building. And so we have fiber optics coming in, we have internet at the bunker, at the new building, at the trailer under the tower, and in this doghouse.
Cool.
So we're doing okay.
Yeah. That sounds like it worked out.
Yeah. And that house trailer in the picture is for sale. Uh,
Yeah, very
that
good.
belongs to Bill. He bought a much bigger one. I said, what the heck do you need a bigger one for? Oh, the wife said the kids are gonna go with us, and turns out they bought the bigger one, and the kids don't want to go anyway. So, uh, but anyway, Bill sleeps in that trailer when we do overnights.
Yeah, not a bad solution.
Yeah,
Well, it looks like things
they're
are really moving forward here. This is, I think this is going to be a very welcome addition. The infrastructure upgrades for fiber are pretty clear. So
oh,
that'll
and
enable a lot of additional work and make things go easier for everyone.
and I have. Let's see if I can share this picture. I don't know if I can do this one. Yeah, okay. Well, that's not a terribly impressive picture. That is a splash top connection between this Threadripper computer and the new computer, which will be hosting the drift scan experiment for the 60-foot dish. So we're gonna, once the fiber is turned on, we're going to use the computer that I'm connected to there, which is a Linux machine, and some SDRs, so that we can leave the 60-foot dish active 24/7 in drift scan mode. And we've determined that it is safe to leave you normally park these in birdbath mode for weather to survive serious weather when nobody's there. We've determined that the safety margin is adequate at plus or minus 20 degrees off azimuth. So we'll be able to do plus or minus 20-degree drift scans. And so all of a sudden, people are saying, oh, well, we got to go look for this constellation or that that thing. So we're looking at starting off with plus or minus 1 degree and then sort of moving our way a degree at a time. Uh, and so what that computer is uh, it's a Raspberry Pi 5 with an M.2 hat and a 1 terabyte solid state hard drive. That's a configuration you don't see very often with Raspberry Pis. But we needed the 1 terabyte hard drive to store the data so we don't stream it constantly into Never Never Land over the internet. We store it and you can come and get it over the fiber off of that terabyte hard drive.
Cool.
So
Yeah, no,
that's what I'm working on.
yeah, you're enabling some remote, at least some remote sensing and retrieval of data. Um, I don't know, Paul, got any comments for Rick on the setup? And
No, I don't think so.
you know, we have a little bit of experience with remote benchtop work, so it's very exciting to see. And yeah, the I think essentially mapping, uh, parts of the sky, doing the drift scan stuff is going to be of great interest, and I think people will be very excited to see
Yeah,
that.
it gives us something to do during the 99% of the time that no
Yeah.
one is on site.
And but it's like you mentioned, it's actually not, well, it's not completely passive, but it's safe. You can set this up and let people log in and retrieve the observations. Because the things that in order to do a lot of the of other observations, you need somebody there to point the dish and to make sure everything is working. But with a drift scan, you don't.
We have a we have a rule that any time someone is at the site doing any kind of work, whether it's steering the dish or digging a trench, there must be two people on site. There's lots of reasons for that, not the least of which is an occasional rattlesnake. You need somebody to back as a backup.
Yeah, I think we've seen evidence of this in Southern California very recently, with someone from one of the microwave clubs ended up inadvertently off road and had to be rescued. So if you are by yourself, then things like this might happen no matter how experienced or careful you are. So buddy system at sites like this that are remote sites, very good idea.
Yeah, yeah. So we have another team going out there either today or no, I think they decided on tomorrow. And again, that was getting the second person committed to going. Uh, and that has to do with completing, uh, we're trying to do bonding, ground bonding of all the chassis in the new building to reduce any possible sources of background noise, whether it's AC hum or
Yeah.
lightning or any other thing. And there's additional lightning protection work that will be done in concert with that. But right now they're taking copper strap 2-inch copper strap and tying everything together and making sure that all the computers are grounded and
Yeah.
that kind of thing. That's half done and it's going to be finished tomorrow.
Outstanding. Well, this is great. I think all these are all huge strides forward, improvement in the both infrastructure and operations. So it's really good.
Yeah, we want to be sure that we get our signal off Venus next time.
That's right. We'll we'll help you out as much as we possibly can. All right. Any last comments or questions before we close for today? Good. Well, thank you, everybody. We'll see you on Slack and on the email list. And if all goes well, we'll meet back in person here on Zoom in another week. So thanks, everybody, and see you soon.